what is better, buying leads off of Angi or similar lead selling platforms, or generating your own leads on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Google, TikTok? I'm going to give you my honest opinion after doing them myself, even door knocking for a painting company, and after working with hundreds of different contractors who have used them. And so I think they both have a place. I honestly think, despite the fact that a lot of people hate on Angi, I think for certain types of companies, it can actually be very useful. For example, if you are brand new to the game and you have very limited money, I think that Angi or similar lead platforms can work very well. Yes, the leads are shared. Yes, the lead quality isn't as high. Yes, the jobs typically aren't as big, right? Or as good, you could say. That being said, if you're new, you're fighting for whatever you can get. And so it makes sense to spend a bit less money and get exposed to more people, because for you, it's a numbers game. You just need to get in front of as many people as you can for as cheap as possible. Once you have jobs and money coming in, then you can use that to reinvest into higher quality leads and such, right? I also think that for a company with and also if you're new, you can typically underbid these other guys, which of course we all hate, but fair game, right? If you don't have a big crew, you don't have a big company to pay, you don't have big staff and sales teams, you can get away with usually quoting cheaper than most other guys, and more often than not get the job depending on the type of homeowner you're working with, right? I also think that Angi leads or lead selling platforms can work very well for big companies that have a pretty big and efficient sales team, because these guys know what they're doing. And so you can give them a lead that's shared with a bunch of other guys. It doesn't matter. They're able to close at a higher rate than most other people because they have a proven process in place. They're good with their follow-up because they're not working on the tools all the time. They have dedicated salespeople. And so I think for big companies like that, it makes sense as well, right? And then on the other side, Facebook. Who could Facebook work for? I mean, theoretically, it could work for anybody. But I definitely think that it works well for the guys who have jobs coming in, right? They're not just starting out, but they may not have an entire sales team. And the reason why this is like the perfect balance is because you don't have an infinite budget, and you don't also have infinite time. So you want the leads to be a bit higher quality, and you may want to target only a specific type, right? For example, the luxury of generating your own leads is, number one, they're not sold to anyone else. You're generating them yourself. Can those people go and talk to other people and get other quotes? Yes, they can. But if they're clicking on your ad to work with you, that relationship is a lot more personal than them just clicking on, filling out a form on Angi, getting called by everyone else. And so the nature of the relationship is already them coming to you. And so you have a bit of an elevated frame, makes them a bit easier to close. But what Facebook can be really good for is you can select the kind of jobs you want. You can literally market, hey, I only do bathroom remodels. Hey, I only do kitchen remodels. Hey, I only do additions, extensions, painting, drywall, you name it. And you can only get the kind of leads that you were looking for. You can also add qualification questions to your own will, right? You can add whatever questions you want so that people can be qualified to your own standards. And so the beautiful thing about this is now you spend less time wasted on tire kickers. You don't have to deal with shared leads. You don't have to deal with driving 3 hours out for a quote only for them to say, okay, thanks, I'm just waiting for a few more guys to give me a quote. Because trust me, I've been there, done that, and that sucks. It is the absolute worst thing in the world when you hear that. It's like, oh, great, noted, I didn't get the job, right? And so it allows you to save a bit more time. Now, in theory, is it maybe a bit more expensive? Yes. And so you just have to decide what's worth it, what's worth more to you, time or money. And most people that I speak with, time is worth a good fraction more than the money is, right? Most people will tell you that they would rather spend money to get more time back, right? And so my honest opinion is they both work, right? Obviously, we run Facebook and Instagram ads for all of our clients, and it works incredibly well, right? We're able to generate exclusive, qualified leads, qualified based on whatever sort of criteria the companies want, and we can filter out jobs and areas and certain neighborhoods as well, right, which you don't get the luxury of working with the lead platform. But I think the thing that really separates the two is you have control, right? With one, you own it and you control it. With the other, you're reliant on someone else. And so if Angi goes down, right, or Thumbtack or Home Advisor, or whatever the case is, goes down, or your profile gets banned, or whatever the case may be, you have no control. You can't decide if you just want a bunch more leads this month or a bunch less, right? It's kind of fixed for the most part. There is some control, but nowhere near as much as if you've built your own system where you can turn the tap on or off as need be. You go on vacation, turn the tap off. You're hurting for work, turn the tap on, right? You get to control every variable of the process. And so both can work, right? I know a lot of guys hate on Angi, and fair enough, right? Of course, it sucks if you go in with the intent of getting qualified leads all to yourself, and then you end up dealing with shared homeowners with 7 other guys from your city. That's unfortunate, but that's also, you're getting what you pay for, right? And so if you work with a company that is $1 billion company selling their leads to hundreds of other people, you can't really expect that, right? So a lot of guys, I think, go in with the wrong expectation, right? They're thinking, oh, I'm just going to close every single lead. That's obviously not realistic, right? You might close 1 out of 3, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 10, but you probably aren't going to close every single lead. And you can't expect them to be the highest quality when you're paying, well, typically a lot less if you're using lead platforms as compared to hiring, let's say, a company to run your Facebook ads, right? But once again, depends on what you value more. If you have the money, well, then pay somebody to do the work for you. If you don't have the money, well, then use the little money you have or spend the time that you have finding those jobs, going out, quoting everyone, right, giving out cheap quotes, etc. So that's my honest opinion. They both can work. If you're looking for someone to run your Facebook ads for you and get you good quality leads, consider us, right? We are pretty good at what we do. We're probably not the best, but that's just me being honest here. You can click below. There's a link. You can either you watch a video and kind of see what we do. You can see our pricing and everything. It's all shared up front. Or you can just book a call and chat directly with me and see if what we do could help out your company. So hope this video was valuable.